Hey folks, this video is brought to you by RivianStories.com, a great place to catch the latest Rivian news, join the conversation, or pick yourself up a sweet t-shirt. Regardless, thanks so much for watching here. Please do subscribe. We know that everyone says that, but it really does help us make these videos every week. Thanks.
Going way back to one of the original videos that we posted talking about some of the stuff that we had initially seen in the UI. And we still get questions on regularly on the YouTube channel, Homelink being one of them. You can see that top left corner, it looks like a picture of a garage door. I'm definitely going to go with that would be Homelink or some type of garage door opening transmitter button. And then obviously the big one for me, which I think is hilarious, is the little gear guard minion or whatever we want to call that guy on the right side of the screen.
Yes,
that's spying from the woods on your gear to make sure that no one's jacking around with it.
Man. Yeah, I have to know the story behind that guy. That just looks so creepy. And I was trying to think about recreating that, and I literally thought about getting a sweatband, if I even still have one somewhere, putting it around my knee and just drawing two little marker eyes on my
there
knee.
You go.
Like,
there you go.
what the heck, Rivian? You couldn't find a better guard character than that?
I love that, Jeff. I love that you've got a freaking headband in your desk. That's hilarious.
I wear these at
That
football
is
practice.
Hey,
Football
hey,
practices.
Kyle, take it back to full screen video so we can take this in for a minute.
red, white, and blue, baby. Yeah, that's awesome.
Mafro the gear guard. I love
now
it.
we know it's a Mafro we have on the screen. Jeez.
Yep.
We'll go back here. Take us through all the other things that we can pull out of this for UI. We just gotta shoot them down one by one. Boom, boom, boom. Here we go.
Yeah, so obviously some of your standard features, the passenger window locks that you'd normally have on your door, I guess they've moved that to the UI, which is cool. I mean, that's kind of one of those things that you touch once in a blue moon. Mainly when you don't want your passengers to roll the windows down after you crop dust them in the car. Right below that, you got the center bin locks. It looks like you can actually control the security of the center console where your armrest is for that gear. And then your gear guard, the actual cable latches in the bed, obviously right there below that one.
Yep.
And
center. Go ahead, Skylar.
Sorry, Jimmy, but I got one that I want to make sure that I get in there before I forget that I thought was really cool in watching the video, and it's that the open hood for front access. He actually used that in the video, and it went to opening hood and had an option to pause it. So I thought that was pretty cool that you could basically only open the hood to a certain amount and had the ability to pause it instead of going fully open.
That's cool.
That is sweet.
So can I mention two things?
Please.
I don't see child locks. Being a guy with a family, usually, obviously passenger windows being locked or unlocked is part of that, but also just being able to open or close the doors, with access in the front. So I noticed that. And then my other question was regarding gear guard video with your buddy on the right-hand side. Is that going to expand into like a sentry mode like you see with Tesla, right? To prevent or to record people who are in proximity to your car or objects, in accidents even for that matter.
Yeah, I mean, I've got to believe so. I mean, like, or Kyle's got the little cursor now for gear guard or go to camera app. I mean, I'm assuming once you have that turned on, that would no longer be grayed out, and then you'd be able to actually look at the cameras, whether it's on your phone or on the screen. Even maybe I'm not obviously. Yeah. We're obviously not sure how that's going to look. But yeah, that's an interesting point about child locks. And granted, I don't have kids, so I don't look for that kind of stuff. But That is a good point. I mean, this would be where you would assume that is, unless that is something that they decided to leave manual and leave an actual physical button on the
Door.
the little thing on the door. Yeah.
So I do have a question, and I'd like to get input from you guys and potentially the audience. There's two lock icons that appear to be right in the middle of the truck. I mean, what are those? What are those for, and why are there two?
I would suspect it's global lock and global unlock.
So is
And
that
one,
like your
one highlighted is its current status, and the other one's not.
Gotcha. So that's lock, unlock all doors.
Probably not
But
only old doors, but Tonu, Frunk, everything else,
yeah.
like a global lock.
Okay. No, good call.
And the other thing is, speaking of that, no valet mode.
Jeff, the way that I anticipate that's going to work is there will be a valet profile, like you see up in the upper left
Yeah.
right now, Rivian profile. So
Got it.
regardless of whether you're using the fob or a key card or whatever the case may be, you can put it in valet profile that would keep it in valet mode, which, by the way, if Rivian is listening, it would be very, very cool to record all video while it's in valet mode,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
inside and outside, just so
Yeah.
you know exactly what happens with your car. So, Kyle, just to hit things from a high level about what we're seeing here. I mean, obviously, you have the different function modes down at the bottom. A lot of those are self-explanatory. The mountain, the vehicle with the mountain is actually all of the drive modes. That's how you access the drive modes. But on the left-hand side of this screen, there's actually some cool stuff. So access and security is that top icon. Then there's also the light icon, which I hope we can dig in there here in a minute. The charging icon, that next one that is just the profile of the truck. I cannot remember what that is at the moment. But then another interesting thing is we see the manual icon right down there. And I believe that that's going to be where you access the electronic version of the manual, and potentially we've heard that is going to be multimedia. So could be a lot of pictures and videos, which will be pretty neat. I'm actually curious to check that out.
that is awesome.
Yeah, so on that car, the truck on the far left side that you're talking about, Skylar, if later on in this video, I believe, is the screen that shows the current mileage, your configuration, whether you have a Launch Edition, Adventure, or Explorer package, current mileage, and your VIN number. And then there's a button for you to request service.
Let me ask you guys, do you think, when I was listening to the video from yesterday, talking to Tracy about how she felt like she had to go so many levels and, she would like it to be a little more simplistic. Do you feel like those two things, like your truck status and manual, deserves its own icon? Or do you think it's something that can go under like access and security and be like a sub menu? You know what I mean? Because again, to me, those are things like, I'm probably not going to go in my manual all the time, right? And I don't care what software version my truck is all the time for it to warrant a button that might get mistyped, and have those other icons possibly be a little larger, so you're not fumbling around and having to take your, eyes off the road to just try and see where your finger's going. Just a thought.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, so her comment, Jeff, was actually about how Tesla buries things deeper in the news, and the Rivian was more intuitive and things weren't buried as deep.
Yeah, one quick thing there that I'll throw in is that RJ mentioned in that roundtable discussion, I think it was in that UI is a work in progress, and especially as these first trucks ship out, they're tracking touches all the time. Like the engineers are just really going to be able to aggregate a lot of data as touches happen. And so I think that's when we'll see a lot of improvements as far as getting things a little bit more to the top of menu touches and whatnot, as far as the most common things. Drive modes, we see all purpose. And then over here to the left, we see all the others, right? Sport, conserve, off-road, and towing.
Correct. Yeah. And over on the right, you can see the ride height. And it looks like it is, each mode has its own range of ride heights. So in the all-purpose, it appears that standard is selected, is what it looks like to me, and that's 11.5 inch ride height.
We've had questions about lighting inside, especially
me.
Yeah, have you had that, Macro? So what do we
ambient lighting
discover here?
Yeah, I mean, ambient lighting right there in the top left corner is user selectable, and even with different brightness settings as well. So I mean, that answers that question. I mean, it might not be color selectable like, you know, some of the Fords and Mercedes and some of the offerings that they have, but I mean, I think that yellowish
campfire color.
Yes, there you go. I like that one. I'll take that.
Yeah.
They complement the truck nicely.
So our dark mode fans, night mode fans can set it to night mode even during the day, it looks like, if they want to. Otherwise, it's going to change based on ambient. What were you going to say, Skylar?
So I'm really excited about the accent lighting. And like we said, I mean, it looks like there's just 3 brightness levels that are selectable in addition to off. And I'm curious whether it's in all of the same locations as the prototype truck. And I am also curious whether it is color changeable, whether that's from the app or, you know, a future UI update. I'm excited that the ambient, the accent lighting is still there, though.
Yeah, awesome. I am too.
Question for you, guys. So do you think this applies to the main screen regarding the display, right? Or the driver's screen as well?
I'm going to say both.
As far as the display modes for night or for a dark versus light display?
Dark and light.
I'm gonna go both.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think they'll be connected. Jimmy, do you want to explain to Skylar again the screen clean, why we need this? I know you did last night.
So your greasy French fry fingers, Skylar, after all them finger touches and smudges all over that screen, you're gonna want to have to clean it because it's gross. So you hit screen clean. It turns all of your screens black minus a button that you'll probably have to press for 3 to 5 seconds. You wipe your screen down. Once you're done, hit that button and your screens come back to life. That way there are no inadvertent screen pushes.
Boom. Love it.
Nice.
Perfect.
Nice.
Which my Volvo does not have. So it's a pain to clean the screen.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the other option would be just do it when the vehicle's off. But
that's what I was just going to ask. Like,
but I mean,
is there going to be something where if you touch it with the screen when the vehicle's off, it wants to wake up, or what's the deal there?
Once you get in the car, the car's never off. You know, my Tesla is never off. Once I open the door, everything comes to life.
Gotcha.
So.
It's kind of like my 2001 Tahoe.
Yes, just like that.
Did you guys hear anything about Alexa on any of your interviews or anything, huh?
No.
No.
Didn't hear.
And I think that actually that prohibited icon next to the Homelink garage door might be Alexa turned off.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
And I don't know if we need to frame that any better, but that That's an interesting observation, Jimmy. Because we have seen it in previous. Have we seen Alexa in previous screenshot?
Yeah.
Was it up top? It was,
Yeah,
wasn't it?
it was up top. Yeah, up top. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Looks like Alexa might be disabled.
Let's see if it's... Yeah, because here it looks like it's back. It's like blue.
Oh,
I wonder if they turned it off just because, you know, they're recording and they don't want like Alexa. We've had that happen to us before. We're recording and Alexa says something, you know, thinks we're talking to it.
Yep.
You know, they just kind of... The steering wheel looks awesome, man.
Flat bottom is so cool.
Yeah, everything is looking great, including the Ray-Bans. All right, folks, thanks so much for watching. Please do subscribe. We obviously have a ton more coming. And then in the meantime, please join us over at rivianstories.com. We have a lot of great conversation happening over here, and we also have some t-shirts. We'll ship them straight from us to you very soon. Thanks.